I'm here at the new National Aquarium in Abu Dhabi, the latest fixture in the UAE's ever-evolving tourism sector. The aquarium is home to some 330 species and 46,000 animals, and it's the largest aquarium in the Middle East at more than 9,000 square meters. I'm here with Paul Hamilton, General Manager at the aquarium, to talk about creating this space and how COVID-19 has impacted shark supply chain lines and other aspects of putting this space together. So, Paul, can you tell us a little bit about how COVID-19 has affected creating this space?
Okay, so this project was 3 years in the making. So we kicked off without any, like the rest of the world, without any idea that COVID would come into play mid-project. Certainly, it changed a lot of things. We were in construction when the pandemic kicked off, and there was a lot of indecisiveness about whether construction would continue and so on. But we did push on with the project. There were no major construction delays. However, there were delays as a result of certain things like the airlines being grounded and other aspects that hit our supply chain.
And so did it impact getting the animals here or other supplies, or how did that all work?
Yeah, so definitely with sourcing the livestock, it was a major issue because the majority of the animals that came internationally, they fly in on aircrafts.
Okay.
And when you ground the majority of the passenger planes, it actually takes a huge percentage of the cargo off the chart. So what people don't know is that when you're flying on your regular passenger flight and you're watching your favorite movie, that below you could be a 2-meter shark swimming in circles. And we do this all the time, right? We transport animals this way all the time. I brought our world's largest snake across on an Emirates plane, and no one had any idea that snake was down below. It did hit us pretty hard because suddenly there was no space available to move the animals around.
And how has the aquarium contributed to Abu Dhabi's tourism sector overall? I know Abu Dhabi has a big push to boost their tourism sector, and I imagine this plays a large part in that.
Look, this property in general is going to be a huge uplift to Abu Dhabi tourism. The aquarium specifically, we have the widest demographic as far as our clientele goes, or our target group. So we expect to definitely bring in a lot of the domestic population, but also because we're so close to the mosque, and the mosque is the #1 tourist attraction in the country, we expect a huge uplift from tourism there as well.
Do you have any figures for how many visitors you plan to welcome annually?
Pre-COVID, we had all our expectations kind of lined up and exactly known. Given the current circumstances, everyone is speculating, right? I can tell you since opening, we're showing all signs of being able to push through 1 million people in a year.
Wow. Okay, 1 million, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
Has Expo helped drive any of that traffic? Have you seen any people from Dubai coming over here?
To our attraction at this point, we haven't really got the Expo footfall, but we're working on that. We know the Expo footfall is coming into Abu Dhabi. We know it's reaching the mosque. And because we're a brand new attraction, reaching the tourist takes a little bit longer. Announcing that you're open to the domestic market is like immediate reaction, but the tourists, there's a slight delay. So we expect that this peak season, which is actually starting right now in the next few days, we will see a lot of the Expo tourists coming here too.
Okay, so how many jobs has the aquarium added to Abu Dhabi's economy?
So this aquarium facility hires 80 people specifically. However, indirectly, we've created a lot of jobs all over the industry. Our food supply is enormous for all the animals. Certainly our education departments and a lot of other of the supply chains have uplifted a number of companies. So indirectly, we expect that there's probably a much larger number than 80.
Right.
Yeah.
And are you still experiencing supply chain issues with getting food for the animals and other supplies in, or have those slightly subsided?
We never really had any issues with food. The main issues was getting space for our animals themselves. Because you imagine, if I fly a shark in, it comes with 3 tons of water.
3 tons?
Yes. Now, trying to get 3 tons of water onto a passenger jet is not easy, getting that space. So Getting the food here was never really the issue because we could still use sea freight with freezer containers and things like that.
Kind of talking about the tanks in the water, can you tell us a little bit about the differences in caring for maybe freshwater versus saltwater tanks, or the logistics challenges with those things?
Our main exhibit is a marine water exhibit or a saltwater exhibit. It represents an actual location in Abu Dhabi called Butina. In exhibits like that, the diversity is enormous. So we have to be very careful with the animals we select and put together. Diversity in the ocean being much higher than most freshwater habitats. You know, we may be working with 50 species in a single tank on the marine exhibits, and in the freshwater exhibits maybe 10 to 15 species in a single tank. So certainly the marine exhibits are higher difficulty, and even the equipment is entirely different and there's a much higher expense. But our percentage of dedication to marine exhibits is probably more around 75–80% of the facility is marine.
Okay, and now you said that you did Dubai's aquarium as well, so can you just talk a little bit about what visitors can expect when they come to this one that's unique to the Abu Dhabi Aquarium?
So when I opened Dubai Aquarium, that was the first supersized aquarium in this market, in this region, and you know, there was a lot to learn since then. That was, you know, I was on that project in 2007. We opened it 2008–9. During this time, I operated that aquarium for like 10 years as well, and everything that we learnt during that period, I've applied here.
Okay.
I've resolved a lot of issues, I've enhanced a lot of guest satisfaction, and one thing I really wanted to do here was to embrace local culture as well, because we did miss that with the earlier aquariums, and you know, they are very much in commercial settings. So this one shows a lot of heritage and a lot of real UAE locations and animals.
Okay, as someone who's been to the Dubai Aquarium, I wasn't disappointed by anything, so I can't imagine what this one has in store. Thanks, Paul, for being here with us today, and I can't wait to see what this one has in offer.
Go ahead and enjoy.
Thanks.
Baba Zayed, the late Sheikh Zayed, this was his handwriting. So his handwriting was turned into a font. We have our heritage logo, which was done in his font. So these are the small turtles, yeah.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they are. We have 64 screens around the entire aquarium where people can learn about the animals they see. We have seahorses here. Yeah. Did you know that the male gets pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll show you the lobster here. He's really cool.
Okay. I'm sure he's thrilled to be here and not in a restaurant tank.